Hello everyone, we are the 29th of November 2024 and I'm happy to catch up with Olivier, who is in KL in Malaysia. We haven't met for some time, I think 2 years ago, 1 or 2 years ago.
I
And
think 1.5 year ago.
he's French. He's been here for a few years and he's gonna tell us everything about life in Malaysia and what he's doing. It's very interesting. Hi Olivier, how are you?
Hi, Mark. Well, I'm fine. Everything's fine here, especially in Kuala Lumpur. But well, it's a bit raining season here, so it's a bit sad. Raining every day.
Oh yeah, okay, okay. Well, so I think life is still good. So we're gonna talk in English. People are gonna ask me are you guys French guys talking in English? Because we want to talk about how to learn French. So we want to share this knowledge with everyone, especially like nowadays. I have a lot of adults, members of CFI who want to learn French, but also my own kids who need to learn French. So it's an important topic we're gonna discuss today. But before we talk about this, can you first introduce yourself? Tell us about your story. What are you doing in Malaysia? How did you end up there? And how do you like life here?
Okay, so well, my life is a long story. We don't have 4 to 5 hours to
Let's make
share
it
of
short.
that. Okay, so me, I'm I did a business school in France, what they call the Grande École, Marseille, and
Romain?
yeah,
Ah.
Kedge Business School. I'm from Kedge Business School in Marseille. And in fact, very quickly, I ended up being entrepreneur because I could not really stand being employee. It's not in my mindset. So I set up a few business. I had a business in IT, a business in education. And then I arrived in Malaysia with my first wife in 96 because I was fond of Asia. I've always been fond of Asia. I did a lot of martial arts from Vietnamese martial art, Viet Vo Dao, Viet Vu Dao, Quan Ki Dao. I did quite a lot of judo, taekwondo, wing chun, kung fu, so lots of things. So I loved martial art, and I was fond not only of fighting but of the Asian culture. So I landed first in Malaysia in 96, trying to find a job. So for 3 years, I worked in Malaysia as consultant and doing import-export business, working with Carrefour hypermarkets and representing a few Italian and French brand in F&B and in IT because F&B was more my first wife core business and I was more in IT. After that, well, with the financial crisis, I just sold my business, came back to France for a couple of years, did some IT business again. I was engineer, sales engineer, and I moved to Germany for 1.5 years. IT still, my own business in IT. And following that, well, I've been as well insurance agent, etc., etc. But following that, when you're an entrepreneur, the main goal is to have a minimum money to put on the table to eat. So all this year, I was always a lecturer in different business school, grandes écoles, private university, even Shanghai Chiatong University as a lecturer to make a bit of money waiting for my business to pick up. All right. So, and in fact, I ended up setting up companies that were in professional training. So start to be fully entrepreneur in education, late 2006, 2007. And at the same time, I met my new wife, who was Malaysian. So pure luck here because it was on internet that I met her. So she worked with me a couple of years in France. And 10 years ago, we decided to come back to Malaysia simply because as a French entrepreneur, even with a training center and so on, I'm from the south of France, Nice. It was not so good because keep on the law keep on changing as the head, what you call gérant de SARL, So head of the company director, taxes were kept on growing on and growing on. I could not easily take a salary without getting 70% of taxes on it, of different things. So in the end of the day, I was quite disgusted, and I just moved back to Malaysia because it's a English-speaking country. For business, it's really good. At the same time, well, it's you have three ethnies, three races. Malay, so when you speak a bit of Malay, you can deal with Indonesia and Malaysia. You have Indian, so a lot of Indian, so you can also focus on Indian market, and of course Chinese. So for the little story, my wife is Chinese Malaysian, so it's easy as well. So that's why we moved back to Malaysia because the business is way easier to do and more efficient.
And so you're
So,
saying in Malaysia is more business friendly than in France.
oh, 1000% would say. There's no, we cannot compare.
Okay,
It's
well, I see we have so many things in common. You started to have like a normal job and you just became an entrepreneur because it's in your mindset, it's in your character, and you do martial arts like me. So we have so much in common. And also you kind of exile yourself from France because the environment maybe doesn't allow you to grow as much as you want in France, and you're happy in Asia. And so that's very interesting. And you decide to start your business not in martial arts like me, but in education, in languages. Can you tell us why specifically? Of course, but because various business and you have customers and so on. But does it mean like you have like is your passion to help people learn other languages? Culture is because it's from your own experience because you have to learn languages? Is it because also your wife had to learn French? Tell us a little bit of story about why it's important to learn languages and French.
Yeah, well, true that on my website she speaks 11 language, mainly all the Chinese dialects and so on. So we are already interested in learning language, and it was more an opportunity because one of my colleagues in Malaysia was wanted to give up his training center, which was a language center in just before COVID in 2017, 2018. He was engineer, not really entrepreneur. And I managed to raise some funds and to take over his business and really to focus on education in language. Simply because, yes, I've been as well lecturer in a university, teaching management, teaching entrepreneurship, teaching finance, so lots of things. But still, language is important. And I noticed that the way we teach language, especially our main competitor, which is Alliance Française, they teach language in a way which is not logic to most Asian people. That means you enter the classroom, they're going to speak only in French, explain you the gender that you cannot say le table, but la table. You cannot say this, you cannot say that. In the end of the day, after 30 hours of class, you learn nothing. You're not even able to introduce yourself properly. So I walk out and I experience it directly with my wife and her son, who tried in France to learn French through the Alliance Française. And they both gave up after not even 1 month because it was impossible for them to learn properly French the way Alliance Française is teaching. So that's why it gave me the idea to adjust and adapt training. And that's why when I had this opportunity to take, say, yeah, at least there's a challenge here, and I can bring a new way of teaching in Malaysia and help not only locals, but as well expat family with their kids when you have a mixed couples. So the kids are not necessarily good in French because they speak English or another language at home and at school as well. So
Yeah, that's happening
we
with my
managed,
family.
yeah, right. And so we managed to do that. And now, after 5, 6 years, so we are still a humble language center. We have what? We have uh, around 20, 22 French speaking teacher,
It's a big team
all
already.
with master level, around 150 students. And most of our class are either online or physical. So those Malaysian will come for physical, but we really grew up a big business in online simply because now we are as well proud to be accredited exam center from the Chamber of Commerce of Paris and from France Education. So the two main exam required to migrate to Canada or to France, we have in the TCF and the TEF. We are both exam center for it. So it's good because we can help all our candidates to this migration purpose. And of course, all the people who are going to prepare exams such as IGCSE, French language. We help all these people to grow, to be more efficient in their language. For instance, IGCSE, most of our students end up with A or A star result thanks to us. And they're going to stay 2, 3 years with us. TEF, we have now people, they start from scratch with us, and they're going to get 80 to 90 hours of face-to-face individual class. I really refuse group class. That's why I take the counter step of Alliance Française, where, especially in Asia, well, Malaysia, it's even worse, where you have a group class. Most of the time, people are not really
Because
structured and serious.
hmm.
They're going to come one day, after the next day they don't come. They come back the next lesson, then they don't come again, giving excuse like my grandmother has a swimming pool or whatever nonsense excuse. And after they're going to disturb the class, teacher, I don't understand. Can you repeat?
So
So for
so you
us,
do only private classes? One to
yeah,
one?
private classes,
Oh,
1 or 2 person, three
no.
maximum. So we really specialize in that, and we notice that when you have, you see, the Alliance Française say that to get what we call a B2 level, say advanced level, which is required for France or Canada, they tell you that you need between 400 and 500 hours of group class. For us, with not even 100 hours of individual class, they are already reaching that level. Simply because you see, in a group class, you have just
It's
8 persons.
tailor-made.
8 persons in a class, how much time can you speak in 1 hour? One person can speak maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes between the teacher speaking, between the others.
So
Individual
your method
class,
is more efficient. In less hours,
it's
you can learn
way
more.
more efficient.
Mm.
And in the end of the day, it's also not only more efficient, but in terms of cost, it's way more cost efficient. You
Yeah.
don't waste.
If now, for example, because you said you can have 2 or 3 people per class, I can book a session for my 2 kids together
Exactly. If they
because they
have
have
the
the same
same,
level. So they will be followed by one
yeah.
teacher, and we can do this online. And I think that I saw the prices is quite affordable. For example, 10 session, you show me it's about 1,500 RMB.
Yeah, right. The price I gave you the price in renminbi. I gave you the price in
Yeah,
ringgit in
Singapore dollar.
Malaysia and in US dollar. We have to be careful because the US dollar is quite fluctuating here with the local currency. That's why I did
Okay. But
prices in
actually,
other terms.
it's very it's good opportunity for people who live in Hong Kong or Singapore where life is expensive and the classes are
Exactly.
expensive. They can just book with you. We are in the same time slot, Malaysia,
Yeah.
Singapore, Hong Kong, China. So actually, it's an affordable way to learn French.
Yeah, right. Somehow we have a platform. We have two platforms. One, it's called vedamo.com, which is the platform, the learning platform, which is way more efficient even than Zoom when you teach. And it's compatible with any places in China.
Now, that's your own platform,
Yeah, it's
or
not
you
our
use that
only
platform.
platform. It's a platform from Bulgaria, but really a learning platform which is very efficient and very user friendly because we can do exercise exactly like we do exercise on a whiteboard in a classroom.
Okay.
So
From how old can we start?
Well, online, I recommend 5 to 6 years old. Below, they are not patient enough. Below 10 years old, we're going to recommend 1 hour class. Above 10 years old,
One
one
per
and a
week,
half
you
hour,
mean?
it's okay.
1 hour per week?
No, per class, per class.
Ah,
After you
one
can
hour each
do
time. Okay,
one
one
hour each
hour.
time, yeah, because kids' attention
Yeah, but
span
they
is
cannot
not
pay
so
attention
good.
for two
Yeah.
hours and
Yeah.
okay, very interesting. So, where are most of your customers? You said like from Malaysia, but also they are maybe they're
Oh, we have
all Asian.
at the moment have customer in Canada, customer
Canada?
in UK.
That's
Yeah, in
far.
Canada
UK as well.
because some follow us even when they move to a new place, they
Hmm.
still continue to take classes with us. So we have because I have teachers that are based. I have one teacher based in Turkey, one teacher based in Algeria, one in Italy, one in France.
Oh yeah, you have
So
teachers around the world, everywhere.
yes,
Ah, it's
so
really
we
a
can
global
stick as well to
organization. Yeah.
it's easier for the time zone.
Okay, very interesting. So how do people find out the package? Okay, you just go on the website. We're gonna share a special package for CFI. We
Yeah,
are also global.
you
We
have
want
a
everywhere to
special
learn.
package for CFI. I think you have with you. You can show the offer. And the good thing is that yeah, you can we accept payment by Visa card, by all the any cards, so
Do you accept
easy.
WeChat and Alipay?
Yes, yes, we
Also,
have it.
okay.
I think through Stripe, we can accept it also. Yeah, yeah, we have it. All this we are ready because we have a lot of Chinese customer, Korean customer. So yeah, we accept.
Okay,
Uh,
no, that's good. So do you
we
you teach
have
other languages as well?
today we have 2 students that
Uh, I
are
think we lost
coming
a bit the
from
connection.
Iran. You see.
Ah, okay, better. It was a
Yeah,
bit slow.
we have, for instance, we have for Chinese, we have some teachers that are fluent in either Chinese or Cantonese, Mandarin or Cantonese, so they can follow up the student who want to learn and practice their English. All right, so we can teach English to Chinese people. We have, of course, German, Spanish, Arabic language, so we have quite a lot of language.
So and you also have like Mandarin classes
Of course,
and
of course.
Cantonese classes. Do you do Cantonese classes?
Um,
It's
and
harder because it's quite
we
rare.
we have our teacher who speak Cantonese, but teaching Cantonese is a bit complicated.
Okay, it's more
Mandarin,
informal.
yes, of course, Mandarin, yes.
Okay, but I can take Mandarin classes.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
help me pick up because I'm learning now. I'm going to mainland China
Yeah,
quite often.
很好,很好.
Okay, 可以, let's do this. Okay, so that's very interesting. Any additional words? What do you want to say something else before we say goodbye?
Well, you're welcome. You know that something interesting as well for us is that we don't teach only French. With French, we're going to teach a bit of culture. So we have a lot of discussion with our student about French culture, especially, for instance, what is happening for Christmas, what is happening for All Saints Day, what is happening for the Pancake Day. So we try to bring in our culture in our class is not only learning basic things. It's important. And on top of that, at the French Academy, we have some classes. This is mainly physical classes and conference about good manners, etiquette, and protocol.
Yeah.
So I've taught that to Louis Vuitton Group in Malaysia and in Singapore for their staff.
Ah, perfect. Well, if in other words, it's not only to do some exams to migrate to France or Canada, it's also to learn the culture. And I guess for
Yes.
you, as I know you and me, it's also a pleasure for us to share about the history, the culture, and it's a way to being a kind of French patriot around the world. Le
Exactly.
rayonnement français, right?
Exactly.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Olivier, and I hope we can catch up soon. And we're not very far, so I'd like to come to KL soon to see you. And also, if you come to Hong Kong, let me know.
Yeah, I would love to.
Take care. Bye bye. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.